I am Jana Bosonko, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. And here are the main local and sports news headlines. QCell Limited, the leading and fastest growing GSM network in the Gambia, on Saturday launched a new cell site in Nyamanar in the Kantora district in URR. Following the recent fire at the Debaquato dump site, residents are calling on government to find a solution to the problem. After its completion and launching late last year, Crab Island Tibet Center has become an operational hub for skills training. Following International Women's Day on 8th March, QTV finds out the state of women businesses in the country. In sports news, a football coach from Germany has said that there are talented footballers in the Gambia who have the potential to do better. Those are main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us, and I am Jana Bosonko. You're watching QTV News. Now, QCell Limited, the leading and fastest growing GSM network in the Gambia, on Saturday launched a new cell site in Nyamanar in Kantora district in the Upper River region. Omar P. Jallo has the rest of that story.
The new cell site at Nyamanar village will provide a wider coverage to all the surrounding communities. The launching came following a plea by residents regarding the lack of proper network coverage in the area. Alaji Sinchu Jallo, the alcala of the village, and the women leader Manda Sisoho both expressed delight for QCell easing communication not only for the people of Nyamanar and the surrounding villages, but the Gambia at large. This, they add, will avail them the access to a good network with high-speed internet connectivity for the first time, thus enabling them to join the global information superhighway. Previously, we used to walk about or even climb on top of the hill or trees just to get a network. Now, thanks to QCell, that is history. We are praying for the growth of QCell company.
In the past, we were using Senegalese SIM cards because we weren't having Gambia's GSM network. If we needed credit, we would buy fuel and send someone to Senegal on a motorbike, which is expensive. We are very excited with this development.
Mamadou Bari, QCell Senior Corporate Sales Supervisor, said QCell network is growing wider and it is important to improve and provide quality network. Bari cited some of the quality services customers are satisfied with our services. The launching of the cell site is one of our fundamental goals in ensuring quality network delivery for our customers and those in this part of the country. The eFankanta service is one of the best credit loan service you can utilize when you run out of units. The launching also witnessed the presentation of valuable items such as mobile phones, caps, T-shirts, key holders and other valuables to the people of the communities. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Now, following the recent fire at the Debaquato dump site causing panic and forcing some to evacuate the area, residents are calling on government to find a solution to the problem. Ajibintu Drama visited the area to assess the impact, and she files in this report.
Still lingers in the air. The dump site is covered with a blanket of dark toxic smoke. Located at a strategic area within the communities, the dump site continues to affect residents, especially children, schools, the orphanage and businesses. Asatu Sise Danso, the PRO of Bakote Annex Lower Basic School, explains what they are faced with.
Yeah, whenever this dump site is a problem to us, whenever the dump site is set on fire, we have to stay at home because the smoke. You know, there are children here with asthma, even the teachers. We cannot stay here when the smoke is on. So normally when the dump site is set on fire, we used to ask the children to go home.
While urging the government to solve this decades-long problem, Asatu says the problem has a serious impact on learning and the health of the school children.
It affects everyone because when the place is smoky, you will not be able to even recognize your child, a child in your class, because the climate used to change, the surrounding used to change because of the smoke. Whenever this fire comes, the next day you will have 2 or 3 absentees in your class. Then when the parents call, they say, yesterday my child, due to this smoke, he or she did not sleep at night. maybe she may face asthma or not.
Pa Abdul Bilal, resident of Bakote, also explains the problem.
When it's time to prayer, you don't see the people because of smoke. Only the imam calls for prayer. The mosque is often filled with smoke from the dump site. In this neighborhood, there are many children suffering from asthma or other airborne diseases. The government should help us.
Kumba Bojang, another resident who lives close to the dump site, says the dump site is a nightmare for them. She added that she temporarily relocated with her family to her relatives for safety.
More than 20 years.
I have lived here with my family for over 20 years. It is difficult for us when the fire and the smoke starts. It is even worse during the rainy season. I am pleading to the government to help remove this dump site. I have a daughter. She used to complain of chest pain. We went to the hospital and they told us that she needs cardiac surgery. In 2018, I took her to India for surgery. Although the doctors did not tell me the cause of her disease, I believe it is due to the pollution caused by the dump site. The people here have to endure frequent fire outbreaks at this dump site. Recently, the KMC has fenced the dump site to prevent people from indiscriminate dumping. However, waste is still being accumulating on the site. Residents say fencing the dump site has not solved the problem. They are now relying on government's swift intervention. Aji Bintu Drame, QTV News.
It's a difficult situation there. Moving on, after its launching last year, Crab Island TVET Center has become an operational hub for skills training. QTV's Mamadou Lamin Choi revisited the TVET Center to find out how the trainees, most of whom are young people, are being prepared for the job market.
From a dream to reality, Crab Island Technical and Vocational Education Training Center has become an industrial academic hub, preparing the youth with requisite skills training for the job market. The TVET Center offers 6-month and 9-month training for 7 program courses. 5 years ago, it was a campaign promise for the National Assembly member for Banjul North, Usman Silla, who is also an alumni of Crab Island Junior School, which was shut down in 2012.
When I was doing the campaign in 2017, I passed by this area, going house to house, and I saw the school. It was then an eyesore. It was heart-rending to see the institution that had partly molded me. I had a 1-year stint here, and that I saw it in a dilapidated state. No learning taking place, no teaching taking place. So I said I am going to do something about this if I am given the mandate by the electorate of Banjul North.
Through collaboration with government and donor partners, the Crab Island TVET project came to fruition and was inaugurated late last year. It has trainees from almost all the regions in the country, all of whom are on scholarship and stipend thanks to partners of the TVET Center. Mariama Jawa and Yusuf Sanyang are among the first batch of trainees.
In this life, all they think is that men are the only ones who are going to do this type of job. After here, I want to be a self-employed, independence by working for myself, rather than going to a company, working for somebody, because at working at somebody places, you will get so many stresses. But as far as you are working for yourself, no one will control your life.
Since we came, we started from scratch because everybody was outdated before. So we don't know the digital world about satellite installation. So with the help of our class teacher, he taught us through steps from safety precaution to how to install a channel and then fix dish, everything.
The program courses offered in the curriculum of Crab Island TVET Center include tailoring, hairdressing, building construction, electrical, plumbing, satellite and solar installations. More support awaits the trainees upon completion of their program courses.
The school intends to accompany all of them to reach to realize their aspirations. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to get the partners, more partners, to ensure that they are supported after their graduation. We are not going to leave them, because that's the practice here. You train them and then you leave them. We want to go the extra mile. Train them, accompany them to make good use of what they have learned.
In a bid to support the government's security sector reform agenda, 17 security personnel from security forces were provided with training opportunity in building construction to prepare themselves for their mandate and life after service. Matar John is the director of Crab Island TVET Center.
You have seen on the ground, they are doing virtually everything that would make them to be comfortable if they, carry on with the market. And then, as I said too, we embrace quality. We embrace quality, and, that is the reason why every bit of, what is being done here is being monitored, and, we make sure that we achieve excellence.
At least more than 10 million young Africans, often poorly skilled, leave the school system annually in search of jobs in local employment markets, which are not expanding fast enough to create jobs, according to the World Bank. Given this prevailing circumstance in the Gambia, TVET is perhaps the most sustainable means of addressing the unemployment challenges for national development. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
From that story by Mahmoud Lamin Choi, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we have some more local news stories as well as sports. Do stay tuned.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522-222, 353-2222.
What is at stake in this National Assembly election?
What are the local issues of the constituencies?
What do citizens expect of their parliamentarians?
QTV is the platform to answer these and many more questions.
From March 21st, QTV will bring you live daily debates between candidates across the country.
To gain an insight into your candidates' program, tune in at 9 p.m. on QTV.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, following International Women's Day on 8 March, QTV finds out the state of women's businesses in the country. Today, we hear from 3 entrepreneurs who took us through their journey in the world of business. Here's Annabelle Gay with the rest.
Female-run businesses appear to be on the move in the right direction, as is amply demonstrated in the ongoing 15th Annual Trade Fair in Bigelow, where women-owned businesses feature prominently. Among the participants are Ramatulai, Fatu, and Seinabu, who all persevered through hardships to create their brands. Ramatulai is the founder and CEO of Dignified Garments, a clothing and accessory store that incorporates unused or unwanted materials into its designs. Here, she talked about how the lack of ready-to-wear garments in this country gave her the idea to start her business.
I went to the market. I could not find something I wanted because something would be missing in a garment you pick. So it was like it clicked. It was like it's about time for me to enter and do something.
Snack Heaven provides dried and processed fruit snacks, and the company's founder and CEO, Fatu Jaju, says during her studies in East Africa, where she had seen many successful roadside snack selling businesses, she began to see a gap in the Gambian market, and she seized the opportunity.
When I came back end of 2017, early 2018, I started at a plant. I started frying plantain and processing it. So from there, I gave it to some few people to try. So what you need to do is just to find out the market that you're going to, what do you want to sell, and what will make you unique or different from your competitors.
Traditional way is the corner tailor shops where it's dominated by men. So ladies are not that much known to be entering the fashion industry.
Seinabu Gay also runs a garment store, African Swag Collection, and she says she too had faced numerous struggles entering a male-dominated field.
Yeah, it is worse for women because the time I was imagined as a female seamstress, if I can remember, I don't think there were a lot of young girls doing it.
The successful results of perseverance are evident in all these women, which should encourage all women to pursue their passions, knowing that their resilience would help them surmount hardships.
Will always be passion, and it's either you start now or later. It will always be there. Promote creativity and then support creativity to put it out there.
It's not about what people think about you doing what you're doing, but what you really can do. This is what matters.
The challenges to women-owned businesses, from access to capital to childcare responsibilities and societal prejudice, are well known. But things continue to move in the right direction. The success of these women and others in the fair, as well as across the country, will be inspiration to budding female entrepreneurs whose numbers appear to be increasing year after year. Reporting for QTV News, this is Annabelle Gay.
Now, the mayor of Banjul, Rohey Malik Lowe, has reiterated her uncompromising stance against corruption within the council. She was speaking on Saturday at the BCC EU-funded town hall meeting at Mox Road, Banjul Central. Ansumani Sonyasi has the rest of that story.
Responding to questions on allegations of corruption within council, Mayor Rohey Malik Lowe detailed how council under her leadership has worked on closing all revenue leakages. She also highlighted corrupt practices from previous administrations that only serve to enrich themselves at the expense of taxpayers. In addition, she urged the people of Banjul to take ownership of council's development projects and show interest in council's work to promote the culture of accountability.
Corruption was rampant. With all honesty,
corruption was rampant before. But since I took over, we have put in place mechanisms that will help eventually eradicate corruption. Since I assumed office, we have managed to pay all arrears, increase revenue collection, institute series of reform programs. These are geared towards improving staff performance, which has strengthened our institution. And that is why we are enjoying rapid development in the city.
Mayor Lowe added that without the collective effort of council, government and people of Banjul, all these developments would not have been possible. Thus, she called on residents of Banjul to remain united and work together for the betterment of the city.
All these development projects I mentioned here was financed by council. Also, this town hall meeting and the Youth of Excellence project, as well as the toilets and the market. Counterpart contribution was all done by council. We are also giving out scholarships to students and many other development initiatives. So I urge all to come together, maintain and nurture peace in our city. We must never allow politics to divide us.
The event is organized in fulfillment of the Local Government Act, which requires elected local government authorities such as the mayor to at least once each year meet with constituents to dialogue and assess the progress as well as impact of council's development projects, and is supported by the EU-funded Osten Banjul CityLink project under its good governance component, which seeks to strengthen council's governance structure. A similar meeting is expected to be held on Saturday, March 26 at Tobacco Road, Banjul North. Ansumane Sonyasi for QTV News.
From that story by Ansumane Sonyasi on a BCC town hall meeting, now let's take a look at what is happening in the world of sports. A football coach from Germany has said that there are talented footballers in the Gambia who have the potential to be better. Ivan Stoyanov expressed optimism following his recent visit to the Gambia. Our sports reporter Mamadou Gajaga spoke with him and fastened this report.
During his visit, the Iron Trunk Frankfurt youth coach spent some time training with 3rd Division club BK West to improve their performance. The team is currently 4th in the standings after 2 matches, winning one and drawing the other. He gave an assessment of the team and playing formation.
It's about BK West, it's about the team. I was there preparing the training session about 3-4 days before the first game in the league season. BK West is a very, very good quality team in the 3rd league, 3rd division. I think we had a lot of qualities in discovering speed and about tacklings. We had very, very fast players and very good players who are defending. I think our offensive game had to be a little bit improved about playing together. How is the distance from the player X to the player Z or Z? It's a difference how we defend together, how we attack together.
During his week-long training sessions with the team, Mr. Stoyanov says the team needs to focus on positioning, speed, spacing and defending. His assessment is that the team has improved in performance during the period.
We had to work about the positioning, about the tactical things, but I think there is a lot of space for the future. And I was really surprised about the whole mentality of the whole team, BK West.
Eintracht Frankfurt is a German club playing in the Bundesliga. As part of their development program, they support some clubs with equipment and technical expertise. Among the clubs supported is BK West United, who got more than 8,000 euros worth of equipment and technical assistance.
We help with equipment, with balls and with a lot of things. I hope that in the future there will be maybe a long-time partnership. I think that everybody in Africa, in Gambia especially, where was impressed from the things that we brought to, and yeah, I hope that we will help the next years to develop the academy of BK West.
BK West United was established in 2015 with a vision to reach higher status in football, producing quality players who can compete at the highest level of professional football. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
From that story, let's recap our main headlines. QCell Limited, the leading and fastest growing GSM network in the Gambia, on Saturday launched a new cell site in Nyamanar in the Kantora district in Upper River region. Following the recent fire at the Bakoto dump site, residents are calling on government to find a solution to the problem. After its launching last year, Crab Island Tibet Center has become an operational hub for skills training. Following International Women's Day on 8th March, QTV finds out the state of women's businesses in the country. In sports news, a football coach from Germany has said that there are talented footballers in the Gambia who have the potential to do better. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. But before we leave you, do stay tuned as we will bring you a debate of aspiring parliamentarians in Banjul North. Do stay tuned.